In an era or in a time where people are focused on politics, this is a good example of how, in spite of all that, bipartisanship is still alive. This is a significant piece of legislation that were it not for Democrats and Republicans working together, President Clinton would not have signed it today. So I'm honored to be part of this and look forward now for the hard work, which is to restore a treasure for our country.
There's been a strong commitment to protect the Everglades prior to my being governor. But there wasn't the kind of long-term commitment of funding. There wasn't the catalyst to start putting money into projects to actually begin the restoration.
What I remember is the reality of going down into Florida Bay and seeing what had happened. Suddenly, it gave me a new dimension. It wasn't just the water quality in Lake Okeechobee. There's another end of this problem, and it's Florida Bay. My God, that's right, we need to restore the flow.
This destruction isn't just down in the Everglades itself. It starts out up just south of Orlando, and it stretches down all the way through Florida Bay and off the Keys. The water has been rerouted in so many ways that the sheath flow has been almost completely destroyed. The salinity of Florida Bay goes up and down so that the natural grasses that are on the floor of the Florida Bay are in deep trouble. This makes all of the fish life that are in that area, it put them in grave danger, and that could affect the whole fishing industry for the entire state of Florida.
We don't protect the water systems in our state, particularly the Everglades, which is really the heart of Southwest and Southeast Florida, where, gosh, 8 million, 9 million people live. If we let it die, the urban areas are going to suffer mightily.
It did not take a lot of study to figure out what Mother Nature had made work before. We might be able to make work again.
These are big, huge engineering projects, and if the science is wrong, the strategy will be wrong. And so I was blessed with some really smart people that understood this and brought other smart people to the table.
The best science was there, and it wasn't the best science just, because they said they were the best science. There was critical analysis of it at every level. We listened to alternative viewpoints and what was the best approach to take.
I think that's really what brought everybody together. It said, my God, it isn't just Lake Okeechobee. It isn't just a few people that are grumbling about this. This is serious stuff. My view was we've got big government, and this is a national resource.
It is fitting and proper that the federal government at least pay half of the cost of the restoration of this great natural resource.
Why was it so important to be the Everglades? Because it's a national park. And a national park brought in the nation. And without the nation, Florida and the Everglades were not going to win.
This is a very happy day for the Everglades and is a signal day for the movement of the world to try to repair damaged environmental systems. There has never been an effort of the scale or complexity that is now underway with America's Everglades.
When I look back and think about, in 2000, here I am with Bill Clinton, Jeb Bush, our senators, our representatives. I can't even believe that I'm there at the desk watching him sign one letter and everybody gets a pen.
A lot of times in politics, you have okay, this year we're going to go to the legislature, we're going to deal with this, I'm going to check that box, so if I run for re-election, I can say I did this. This is a long-term commitment, and in politics, that's quite extraordinary.
There is a consensus in the state of Florida that what's good for the environment is good for the economy, is good for the state. And I believe that any major elected official or wannabe elected official understands that the likelihood of their success is very minimal.
It's not a swamp. It's an incredible water resource.
It's a treasure, like the Grand Canyon or Yellowstone. And as long as you view it as a treasure, I don't think you're going to have to worry about preserving it.
We have a responsibility, and responsibility gives us a great reward if we do it right. And there's probably not a better way to see that than in Florida. If you do it right, the rewards are terrific. If you do it wrong, the penalties are great. My children don't know very much about what I said in Congress, but they all understand dead fish on the beach. They all understand dead mangroves. They all understand things that are happening in water quality and water flows. The only discouragement for me, 25 years later, is that the ribbon cutting that I want to go to for the flow, for the main flow back, might not be in the next few years. And at my age, it's important to me that it comes in the next few years, because I'd like to be there.